I'm Katie, your safety trainer, and in today's video, we're talking about golf cart safety. Now, when you hear golf cart, your first thought might be cruising across the green on a sunny day. But these little vehicles are doing way more than just hauling golf clubs. You'll see them at schools, conventions, sporting events, warehouses, even being used by law enforcement. They've become a handy way to get around just about anywhere. Train, track, remind. Train, track, remind. Do it! Train, track, and remind. Safety training doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. With GotSafety Lite, you get unlimited access to over 2,000 professionally made safety videos, all in English and Spanish, for just $10 a month. No contracts, no hidden fees, just simple, effective training. But maybe you need more than just videos. With our full GotSafety app, our learning management system, you can train, track, and remind your employees automatically. And what if you've already spent tens of thousands of dollars building your own learning management system? We get it. You don't have to start over. We can supply the content so you can keep using the system you've already paid for. But here's the kicker. If there's a video you need that we don't have, we'll make it for you at no cost, because we're that confident you'll love GotSafety. 3 ways to get the training you need. 1 place to get it all. GotSafety, train, track, and remind. But here's the thing. Just because they're small and easy to drive doesn't mean they can't be dangerous. A golf cart might not look like much, but when it's not used properly, it can cause real problems for both drivers and passengers. In this video, we'll cover how golf carts should be used, especially when it comes to public roads, the common hazards to watch out for, and the safe work practices that help keep everyone rolling along without incident. Let's get started. Unless your local or state laws and your company's policies say otherwise, golf carts generally shouldn't be driven on public roads. Now, in some places, carts are allowed on public roads, but only if they've been properly modified to meet local requirements. That usually means more than just tossing in a cup holder and calling it good. We're talking about the kind of upgrades that make a cart street legal. A golf cart needs to be equipped with working seat belts, mirrors, headlights, brake lights, and turn signals. It'll also need a horn, a windshield, a slow-moving vehicle sign, and yes, a parking brake too. In most cases, the driver will need to have a valid license and insurance, and the cart itself needs a VIN or even a license plate. If you're not sure whether a cart is approved for public road use, or what modifications are required in your area, talk to your supervisor before hitting the pavement. Even though golf carts seem low-key compared to full-size vehicles, they still come with some real hazards if they're not used carefully. One of the biggest issues is speed. Taking a turn too fast can send passengers flying right out of the cart. And pushing the cart beyond its weight limit or driving too aggressively can cause it to tip or roll, which is definitely not the kind of ride anyone signed up for. There's also the risk of hitting pedestrians, other vehicles, or even stationary objects, especially if you're distracted or not paying close attention. And yes, carts can catch fire too, particularly if they're not charged correctly. It's also pretty common for people to casually dangle an arm or leg outside the cart while it's moving. That might seem harmless, but it can quickly lead to injuries if the cart brushes up against something or takes a sharp turn. And finally, don't underestimate the risk of slipping or tripping when getting in or out of the cart. Before you even turn the key on a golf cart, there are a few important things to take care of. First off, depending on where you're driving, you may need a valid driver's license, so make sure that's in order. And if you haven't already, take some time to read through the operator's manual that came with the cart. If you're using the cart in an area with other traffic, it's also helpful to be familiar with basic hand signals, just in case you ever need to use them. Before each use, give the cart a quick checkup. This pre-trip inspection helps catch small problems before they turn into big ones. Take a look at the cart's exterior for any signs of damage. Make sure the steering wheel is working smoothly and confirm that all the lights are functioning. Tires should be in good shape and properly inflated, and whether the cart runs on a battery or fuel, you'll want to make sure there's enough to get you through your shift. The horn should work, so give it a little toot toot to check. And safety and warning labels should be easy to read. If something seems wrong or if the cart doesn't pass inspection, report it to your supervisor or the maintenance team before using it. And if it needs fuel or a charge, handle that safely and according to the manufacturer's instructions and your company's policies. Don't forget to replace any missing or damaged labels too. It's always a good idea to check the weather before heading out and dress appropriately for the conditions. If you're hauling supplies, make sure everything is secured properly. A shifting load can cause all kinds of problems, especially if you're driving over uneven ground or turning corners. And never overload the cart. Those manufacturer weight limits exist for a reason. Finally, take care of any distractions before you start driving. Put away your phone, shut off the radio if it's not needed, and focus on the task at hand. Once you're behind the wheel of a golf cart, it's important to treat it like any other vehicle. Even though it's smaller and slower, it still requires your full attention. For starters, only trained and authorized personnel should be driving. No underage joyrides, no handing off the wheel to someone who doesn't know what they're doing. And definitely never operate a cart under the influence of drugs or alcohol. If you're taking a prescription that could affect your ability to drive safely, it's best to talk to your supervisor before getting behind the wheel. If the cart has seat belts, use them, and make sure your passengers do too. Speaking of passengers, only carry as many as there are actual seats. No one should be standing on the back or hanging off the side while the cart's in motion. Everyone needs to be seated properly before you even start moving, and hands, feet, and elbows should stay inside unless you're using a hand signal. As you're driving, stay alert to what's happening around you. Always yield to pedestrians and take a good look behind you before backing up. Stick to designated paths or routes whenever possible and follow all traffic signs and laws, just like you would in a full-size vehicle. If hand signals are used in your area, be ready to use them. Most importantly, drive defensively. This isn't the time for stunts or showing off. Horseplay might seem harmless, but it can quickly lead to an accident. Adjust your driving based on the conditions around you. Take turns slowly, especially when passengers are on board. Avoid rough or uneven terrain when you can, and if the weather's bad, like heavy rain or snow, it's safest to keep the cart parked. If you do need to drive in tricky conditions, warn passengers before you make a turn so they have time to grab a handhold and brace themselves. Whenever you approach a blind intersection, come to a full stop and proceed with caution. Use your horn to alert anyone nearby that you're coming through. It's a simple step that can prevent collisions. And when the trip is over, make sure you park the cart in a designated area. Once it's parked, always engage the parking brake or put the cart in neutral and remove the keys. That helps prevent any accidental rollaways or someone taking off with it when you're not looking. Just like any other vehicle, golf carts need regular maintenance to stay in safe, working condition. It might be easy to think of them as simple machines, but they still need care and attention to run properly. All maintenance should be handled by trained and authorized personnel or approved vendors, not just anyone with a wrench and some free time. Any work done on the car should follow the manufacturer's instructions, including their recommended maintenance schedule. Whether it's checking the brakes, topping off fluids, or inspecting the battery, sticking to the guidelines helps prevent breakdowns, accidents, and costly repairs down the line. To wrap things up, golf carts have become a go-to option for getting around in a lot of different industries thanks to their size and easy handling. But even though they're convenient, they still come with risks if they're not used or maintained properly. To help avoid accidents, only trained and authorized personnel should be behind the wheel, and carts should always be operated according to your company's policies, the manufacturer's instructions, and any local or state laws that apply. If you're unsure about your specific model or need clarification on anything, don't hesitate to talk to your supervisor. That's all for today's lesson. If you liked this video, check us out on social media. And as always, stay safe out there.